Over the past several months, we've had a lot of conversations with you all about Kixie's reporting, and a few themes kept coming up. The first was around flexibility. You told us that the dashboards felt too rigid and you couldn't slice the data the way you needed to or focus on the metrics that actually mattered to your team. Second, the reports felt kind of one size fits all, and you needed something that could adapt to how your business operates. And third, getting to actual insights was taking too much time. You were spending hours downloading CSVs and uploading them to spreadsheets, just trying to figure out who needed coaching or where performance was heading, instead of just having those answers at your fingertips. And so we built AI insights to solve these exact problems. So, right now, most of you are familiar with our agent summary report and then our call history report. Both really solid tools, but pretty limited in terms of what you can customize. And this is an example of what you can build with AI insights. So you're seeing things like call trends, call duration patterns, and a lot of visual charts that make it really easy to spot what's happening at a glance. So Nathan is going to walk you through exactly how to build something like this in the live demo. Take it away, Nathan.
Awesome. Yeah, we're really excited to go through this with all of you. So there's going to be a couple of things that I want to go through in this demo. We're going to start with some of the pre-built dashboards that we have built, or our product team has built for each of you. And we're going to show some of those points that Christina mentioned. So advanced filtering, more actionable items, how to customize your own dashboards. And then we're also going to go into some of the ways that you can use AI with this data to give you quicker decisions, how to send something to your boss really quick, and yeah, love to hear from you guys after in the chat also, like what sort of things you want to see with this. So I am going to share my screen right now, and we'll dive in. All right, so like Christina mentioned, this is our existing Kixie dashboard. And if you go into the top left corner of the screen, you'll see this new AI Insights tab right here. This is going to be available for admins and managers. Users, I believe, should also have access to this as well. However, they're going to only see their own data. And then when you click on this, it's going to take you directly in to a call history dashboard right here. So this is one of the ones that we've pre-built, like I said, using your own data, and there's some great visualization in here for things like total answered calls, total missed calls. We have like your duration time. We've even built out some charts for your top 10 agents based on call volume, things like day of week call trends based off of like, which day, like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which day has the most calls, both incoming and outgoing. And then we've also kept the standard call history log that you have in the more like legacy reporting down at the bottom here. It's like the same exact thing, just maybe like a different font, a little bit different from a style perspective, but it's the same thing. And yeah, we're really excited about just like, again, these pre-built things that you don't have to do anything with, and you can access, and they're for you to get insights in. We also have two other pre-built dashboards that I'll just quickly go through as well. Since this is like the default screen that you'll immediately go into when you click that AI Insights tab, to access the other ones, you can go to the top left corner here and then go to Hub. And now this is going to give you a couple of different folders here. This business dashboards one that you'll see, this is going to be for your own custom reports. We'll get to that a little later in this demo. But we've also built out folders for activity history and reporting here. Activity history is going to be that call history dashboard that we showed you, and also a dashboard for SMS history. So one thing that we're really excited about that I want to highlight is being able to see if something's been read versus unread. Also being able to see deliverability rates. I think This one is, I think the big thing here is that there's the carryover from like the current SMS history that you have, but again, more filterability, better visualization on this one as well. And then the other dashboard that we have, if we go back to Hub, in the reporting folder, is our connection summary dashboard. So this one is going to give you metrics and visualization particular to things like your connection rate that you have on your account, and things like, what day of, or sorry, which hour of the day had the best connection rate, both for outgoing and incoming. And then also something that's similar to like the agent summary report that you would be familiar with in the legacy Kixie dashboard, with some of the, just more connection rates overall for the team as well. We also have something to highlight is just like the overall connection rate for the entire org. That's something that was missing from our previous, like just default dashboards and reporting that we had in Kixie. You had to calculate it overall, like by downloading it into like a CSV file or something like that. Now we're just giving you this is the connection rate for this bid, like the entire org. So that's something that we're really excited about as well. And it's something that you're going to be able to track over time as well, which is part of the goal with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the call history dashboard again and just show you some of the cool features that we can do within this dashboard now that you've seen some of the visualization. The first thing that I want to highlight is just better filtering, enhanced filtering. So right off the bat, you'll see here we have the ability to customize date range a little bit more intuitively than we've been able to in the past. So instead of just looking at things like days or like today, yesterday, custom range, we can look at things across quarters. We can look at years of data. We can look at weeks. We can, again, like edit like the number of days we want to look at in this dashboard. We also can filter by things like call direction. So if you only wanted to look at incoming calls versus outgoing calls, same thing with source. Like if you wanted to look at just only power dialer calls or only click to call calls, only queue calls, that's a capability now. It used to be that you either had to, again, like download a spreadsheet, sort and remove people like or remove rows like within that CSV file, or you had to like sort the call history by like what you wanted to show it by. And then, I think this is just going to be a great value add for all of you. Make it easier to be able to get the data that you need. So another thing that we wanted to highlight here within each of these charts within the dashboard is just some of the actionable items that you can take with each of these. So if you go into a chart and click on the top, this like 3-dot icon in the top right corner for any of these charts, you'll see some different options. You can download this chart. You could download both like the results of this data, like if you wanted just like a CSV file with this data, or the actual chart itself, like a PDF or a PNG type file or image. That's something that you can do now. We also have the ability to schedule this chart to go out. So you could schedule this to go to your email. This is something that we've had a little bit of in the past. We've been able to email you the scheduled delivery of like agent summary or call history. But what I'm excited about with this is that we can actually email this chart directly to you, and we have more customization around when that gets sent. So you can send it on a particular day of the week at a particular time. You can do daily, weekly, monthly. So really excited about that. And then you also have the ability to set up alerts as well. So if you wanted to, if there were particular charts that you that were important to you, maybe it's something like you're tracking like the missed calls, missed calls over a given time period. You want to see if those results have changed at all. That's something that you can get alerted of right away. So you could see like if like the results have changed or the results have stayed the same. There's different ways that you can set up like how you want to get alerted. And then we also are able to deliver alerts via email. And you can even like if you wanted to like send this entire chart to like a rep, maybe this is not the best example of like the top 10 agents, but if you had like a chart that you wanted to send to a particular rep, but you only wanted that that user's results to show in the chart, you didn't want to show them like anyone else's, you can actually check this box here, personalized delivery with recipient user attributes, and it's only going to show that data for you. You can even include things like what you want to include in the message that gets sent in this email to this person, as well as the chart. So some other things with alerts that we're excited about too is we have the ability to not just email, but we can also do some things with webhooks. So if you wanted to get like a Slack notification, when like results have changed, that's something that's doable now. So really excited again about this feature, just because of the, we have all of this data in Kixie, and now we're just putting it at your fingertips. Some other things to note in these actionable items we have here in the top right corner. We can explore. So we'll get into this in just a second, but explore would be like, if you really like this chart, maybe you like, it's 90% of what you want, but maybe there's some things you want to change with it. Maybe you want to change the date range. Maybe you want to change the type of chart it is. Instead of a horizontal bar graph, maybe you want a vertical bar graph. Explore will be your best way to be able to make those edits. And then ask a follow-up question. Again, this is something we'll get into in just a second, but if you wanted to ask our AI assistant, Kai, a particular question about this data, that's also a capability here, and we'll get into that in just a second. You're probably wondering, with all of this great visualization, this is awesome. How do I make this more customized for my business? So the nice thing about these pre-built dashboards is that they're pre-built. But if you want to add or remove charts or change filters that get saved, basically, like, or maybe you want to clone this dashboard with like 50% of the charts and create your own with like the other 50%. The best way to modify this chart is to click the Explore button. And then when we click this is in the top right corner. It's going to take us to, I apologize, this is a little tricky to see down here, but this is going to be like a Google Sheet style workbook. And with each of these charts, you can see like they're broken down by tabs here. So I have like call type breakdown, call breakdown, top 10 agents, and this takes me to my chart builder. And so this is where I can change the type of chart that I want to use. Maybe I want to change the formatting on it on the right-hand side here. Maybe I just don't even like this report. Maybe I don't, maybe it's not pertinent to me. In that case, you can click the arrow on the tab next to the name of the chart, and you can just delete the chart. And so that way, like, again, if it's not relevant to you, no point in keeping it. And then to create a new chart to be able to add to the dashboard, this is in the bottom left corner. And you can click this plus button here. And this is going to bring out a new kind of chart builder section that we're now going to go through. And I think the thing that I want to highlight in this next section here is just how we can do this using our AI assistant, Kai. So we're going to start with like how to build a chart, how to save this, and like this entire dashboard. But then we're also going to kind of also transition into how we can use AI for some other things with this data as well. So when you come to this new chart tab, it's gonna give you a list of different topics that you can select from. A topic is just like a subset of data. For this example, we are going to look at the calls topic. And now this is going to take me to a chart builder. I think the easiest way to build a chart in this tool is going to be to go to the far left side of the screen. And it's this kind of star galaxy icon. If you hover over it, it says AI Query Helper. And this is our AI assistant, Kai, who is going to help us build out this chart. So in this one, I can see if I just want to, I can ask it any sort of question I want. So I could say breakdown of call source over the last 7 days. I guess that wasn't grammatically a correct question, but Kai knows. Kai's able to overcome my mistakes. And you can see really quickly, it's able to generate results for me. And then it's given me like it's given me the results on the right side. And now I can go over and click the chart tab here on the middle right side of the screen. And now it's given me a bar graph. If I wanted to adjust this. Maybe I want a pie chart instead. This is what I can make any adjustments like we went through earlier over here. And then yeah, like again, we have like some different, like for those of you that are familiar with some of like these like, different kind of BI data building charts, there's like a lot of different cool things you can do on the right side here. I think the main thing with this again is just the ability to use AI to like get the data, especially if like with something like Kixie, where sometimes there's like a lot of different like either variables or moving parts that you want to see. It's we want to make this as easy as possible to use AI Assistant to be able to help you build that chart. So let's say now in this example, I want to, this chart's good to go. I've got what I need, and I want to save it to this dashboard that I've modified and edited, and I want to make my own. I can then go to the plus sign in the top right corner here, the plus dashboard, and this is where I can save this particular dashboard. So it's going to take me to this window here. I can say MVH dashboard. If you want to save it to my documents, this dashboard is just going to save to it's just going to be for you. It's just for your data, your dashboards. So that would be this location. Hub is this place that we, again, are where like the public facing for your org dashboards will lie. I would recommend this business dashboard folder. This is going to be the best place to leave this. So I'd recommend doing this here. And now that I've given it a name and I've given it my, I guess, folder that I want to save it in, I can save it. And now, now I've gotten my chart with some of the more custom data that I can, yeah, that I'm that's more pertinent to what I'm wanting. And if from here you could make additional adjustments, like if you wanted to, like, again, this is another window to edit. I would recommend if you're good to go, just click publish. And now this is going to be published with everyone. So now that we have this, I'm actually going to go back to the call history dashboard, and I'm going to show you some other ways how we can use Kai to basically help us just better understand our data, especially with these new dashboards. So we already went through like these different options on the right side. The ask a follow-up question icon here, if I were to click on this, it's going to open up this window on the right side, and I can say, how many calls did sales team make on 10/28? So I'm asking a particular question about this chart. Kai is generating the query. It's looking through the data, and it can give me an answer like 14. That's great. So that's one way that we can use our dashboard AI assistant to be able to help us with this data. And then if we wanted to look more macro, maybe across this whole dashboard or even our entire org and the data within it, I can exit out of this, and it's going to be a similar kind of view. But if you go to the bottom right corner, this icon here, the dashboard AI assistant, Kai once again is going to pop up for us, and I can say summarize this data as if I were presenting to my boss. And so Kai's again looking at reviewing what's on this dashboard, and it's giving me some great overviews of my data. I can even just like really easily like copy paste this into an email, or maybe I use it as part of like a presentation. If you're like me, I'm like a visual person, so it's really helpful to look at the charts, but also kind of better understand like from this here, like just like, yeah, better to interpret the data. And so again, we could ask it more follow-up questions if we wanted to like dig even further. But I think the big takeaway here is just, again, all this great data in Kixie, it's now at your fingertips. It's going to be really easy to put together actionable insights on this and like next steps. And hopefully this is really helpful for your processes with the team and being able to interpret your calling data better. So that is everything that I wanted to cover in the demo portion of this webinar. Right now, stop sharing my screen. Christina is going to post another poll about AI and Kixie calling data. Leave it open for just another minute here. Is great. No wrong answers. And also, it looks like you guys are very humble. No one wants to impress leadership with data, even though you could. That's a very valid answer. Awesome. Well, thanks, everyone. This is helpful not just for just the sake of this webinar, but also just for us as we kind of get to better understand like what's important to all of you and how these new features can best help you. So we appreciate it. And now I think we are going to just go into a time of Q&A. So we really appreciate all of your questions that you've been putting in the chat. And yeah, I think some of them we've been getting have already been answered, but we will, yeah, we can start to take some of these as well.
Yes, we got a lot of really great questions. So thank you all so much. Just going to answer some of these that we think will be relevant to everyone. Um, so Macy asked, is there a way to filter the call history by agent? I know I used to have that feature. Yes, that is one of the 12 filters that you have available to you in the dashboards. I think those filters will be especially valuable to use for the call history logs at the bottom. So the filters apply to everything in the dashboard, both the charts and the logs. Also, just wanted to mention that AI Insights is not replacing our, current reports. It's just adding to it, enhancing the experience. All right. Caroline asked, can we export the data to Excel or Sheets? Yes, you can absolutely do that. In those in chart options, the three dots in the upper right of any of the charts, you can click download, and some of the options are CSV, PDF, really however you need, and then you can send that data to your manager, your team. Um, you can post it, in a slide, anything that you'd like there. Uh, had a lot of questions about the date filter, which is great because that's a huge value add here. So is it possible to filter specific date ranges? Patrick asked. Yes, absolutely. You can break down the data really like however you want and need in the dashboard. You can get really granular with it. Some examples are filter by Q2 of 2024, or like on this specific day, at the hour of the day, 9 a.m. So there's a lot to explore with those filters. The date filter, when you click on that filter, you'll see four, but if you click more, then you have like 15 other options. So definitely encourage you guys to play around with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, Fiona asked that same question. All right. Is there an option where we get a fixed weekly report with these dashboards? Yes, that is absolutely an option with those scheduled deliveries. That's very, similar to Pixie's, scheduled reports, but much more leveled up in the sense that you can really customize like where you're sending it to. Nathan mentioned, you can send it to email or via a webhook. And then, you can customize like the cadence, the specific day that you want it to be sent on, even the specific hour of day. Whereas with scheduled reports in Kixie, it's always at midnight. So a lot of enhancements there with the scheduled deliveries. Incoming data be able all right. Evan asked, would incoming data be able to track if our callback number is set up to forward to a different number? I believe the answer to this is no. I don't know, Darren, if you want to correct me in the chat here, but I believe you would still have to use the original Pixie reports for that. Um, Caroline asked, can you Okay, Darren said, yes, you are correct as we build more. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Darren. Caroline's asking, can you please live demo how to filter by agent? Absolutely. Let me share my screen here, actually. Data.
Michelle, while we're waiting on that to Christina to share her screen, so how do if I like what was created when I asked a question, how do I save that as a permanent chart? It depends on where, I guess, because there's a couple of different ways that you can ask the question. If you're doing it via if you click like the new chart option that we went through and you're asking the question uh, through like the chart builder, that plus dashboard icon is where you can save that chart as a permanent chart. The dashboard AI assistant. Got it. Okay. Yeah, the dashboard AI assistant, I don't think if we're going if you're going to ask the question through there, I don't think that's possible at this time. We can confirm that, but I don't believe that's going to be possible to save those particular ones. I think the dashboard AI assistant I would recommend using more for like some of those like summarizations of things.
Awesome. Okay. Can everyone see my screen here? Just double checking. Sorry about all the windows. Okay, so just wanted to quickly show everyone how to filter by agent. So that's going to be the second filter here. So you can just select and then click update, and then it's going to basically just update all of these charts. This person, I guess, doesn't have any data, but at the bottom here, it will just show Abdul's calls within the specified date range here. And then if you ever want to reset the filters, you could just go to View, Reset Default Filters right here. I think. Oh, someone asked me the other day, if I ask Kai a question in call history, such as what is my connection rate, is it going to know the answer? And the answer is no. You actually have to ask the question in that specific dashboard. So if you want to know about connections, you have to go to the connection summary dashboard and ask it there. Someone also asked me the other day, like, who has the ability to create charts, and that is admins in Kixie can create charts.
Caroline has, we'll highlight this one. Has anything been removed from legacy? No. Nothing. Those charts, those reports like agent summary, queue report, agent status, all of those are still going to be there. There's no timeline right now to remove those. So definitely still do, but if they do get removed, certainly give you ample notice on those.
All right. What are the features you've been asked about by other customers that are not available yet? Um, I had one yesterday. Customer asked me if we could set up a dashboard for queues specifically. We currently don't have that built out, but that is something that we would love to add in the future.
And then another question here from Caroline: can we filter by groups of agents by team? Might need to follow up on this, but I think that's that would also fall into the category right now. Team filtering, I believe, is not possible other than just like hard coding it to be able to filter by like the actual agents like on that team. But hopefully that will be added in here soon. Question from Rhett, and I apologize if I missed any here. I'm still catching up. Will Kai ever be able to give insight on calls based off a script, kind of like call coaching feedback? So no, Kai, short answer is no, but we do have a conversation intelligence tool that can do some of this. Yeah, I think Kai is mainly going to be focused on the dashboards and reporting. But I think this is a really good question. And I think hopefully, maybe it's something in the future. But yeah, we do have like a separate feature for that can give you like that call transcription, and you can implement in like keywords or phrases, things that you want to basically like grade your reps on, and it generates a score for you.
All right. Does call duration begin when the caller connects to the click one? Okay, basically, when does call duration begin? So that is basically duration refers to the entire length of the call from the minute that you press dial or pick up an incoming call. So it includes ringing, voicemail, speaking, all of that. In the future, we might be able to I was informed we might be able to track, like, just actual speaking time.
I saw two questions earlier, kind of simple related to like, can I put these dashboards? Can I push these dashboards into our CRM, or can I use CRM data to kind of like help me paint a more full picture? I know there was some things about like obviously using Kixie to it's not like your team gets paid out most likely either on like uh, revenue generated, not necessarily like calls and things like that. So like having that CRM data is really important. And yeah, like right now, I think it's something for the future, both for like using CRM data to be able to kind of like I said, paint a more full picture with alongside the Kixie data. Looking at things like pipeline stage and like number of calls to like convert a lead from like stage A to stage B. Right now, it's not possible, but I think it is something they're currently working on. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we can. If you have any questions, obviously, like we have a lot of different ways to get a hold of us, and happy to answer any of them via
Mhm.
yeah, email, support. Well, there's going to be a follow-up survey as well.